Thank you for listening. A list of content warnings can be found in the episode description. Take care. Enjoy the show. Planescape Torment, the Unofficial audio series. A narrative let's play adapted and produced by RevocerGM. Combining in-game audio with additional voice acting through dialogue and descriptions to improve your listening experience. Rediscover the amazing story of the 1999 cult classic isometric video game, Planescape Torment, like you've never heard before. This way. Behold, the trade of Sigil. The open-air market of the Low Ward is a strange reprieve from the surrounding neighborhood. Set below street level, dug down just before the foundry gates, it forms an industrious moat of sorts, barring easy access to the workshops and forges beyond. It does, as a result, manage to escape the worst of the smog, although the constant trundling of wagons on the rickety tracks overhead scatters dust over the horde of tinkers and peddlers crowding in their stalls. A vast array of peoples and their wares sprawl out in this cramped ravine, layering on top of each other via ladders and hanging platforms. Splayed out on swathes of fabric, you see tools, blades, cutlery, anything that could be hammered, ground, or wrought from scrap metal, all bargained and bartered for a price. There are decorative items too, small charms and bracelets. One stall is selling sheets of beaten steel, artistically heated and polished to depict the faces of curious passers-by. The smells of rust and mineral spirit fill the place, all interspersed by an aromatic smoke that wafts from the many flaming grills and blast stoves. Annah weaves in and out of this crowd, subtly noting marks for her own trade. Indeed, while there is a grime and grittiness to this place, unlike the Hive where everyone you'd cross would seem on the brink of desperation, there is a competition and sport to the hunger here, and commerce flows as readily as the sweat down your back in the heat of it all.
You got to choose your mark carefully, Jig. Clipping coins off a barber is easy, but sober or more knowing folks are harder to pull the sheet over.
Her eyes gleam as she spots a new target, a lavishly dressed merchant, swaddled in silken robes, who appears to be sampling savories from every hawker in the market.
The purses of a lot of townsfolk can add up, they can. Sometimes they've tucked away something more than copper, and that's a find it is.
She smiles wickedly.
It's mostly a matter of doing it quick and gentle-like, so they don't feel the purse is getting lighter. You ready to give it a shot?
What?
I'm not just gonna pick someone's pocket randomly with you watching. Mate, not right away. Just try and nick some jink from me first. I'll tell you what you're doing wrong.
All right, where do you keep it?
But that's what you have to find out if you want to be a true-blooded thief.
All right. Let me try and pickpocket you for it. You stand before her, awkwardly. Then, as soon as you make a move, Annah holds up her hand.
All right, stop. You've already messed up. You have...
What?
You have to watch your approach, you do. You can't just be a Thakola and muscle your way up to your mark, especially when you look like you do.
Annah suddenly puts her hands on her hips and turns to look off to your side, as if disinterested.
You have to act like the mark is nothing to you. Less than nothing. You don't care what he's got at all.
Act like I don't care. Right. What then?
Then, you got to make sure you strike at the right time. You should do it right after you move by someone, because they'll probably be too frightened to turn around to see where you've gone. Okay, now find your mark and leave me be. I got work to do.
She begins to amble towards this merchant, who is now plucking charred pieces of fruit from a skewer, nibbling each in turn. Between the bustle of workers ferrying boxes of goods and the pandering of hagglers as they draw you in for a trade, you have a hard time finding anyone who might be an easy enough mark. You do see one woman. She is wandering about the market, examining everything. Her eyes drift from stall to stall, but she doesn't make any purchases. In fact, you notice that the merchants seem to be avoiding her. As she approaches one, they appear to suddenly become very busy in arranging their goods. They try not to make it obvious, but it's clear she's aware of their avoidance, and a sad smile appears on her face. All this happens as you become aware that you have been walking towards her, staring. She notices as you approach, and her smile changes to the warmest and friendliest that you have ever seen.
Hi!
Greetings.
Hello! I'm Karina. It's a pleasure to meet you, Cutter.
Her smile broadens even further, and you feel utterly ashamed as she waits for your response.
Thank you. You too. I have some questions.
All right, well, what do you want to know?
You glance over at Annah, who has moved in on her target. The luxurious merchant wipes a hand on their tunic before grasping Anna's and lavishing it with a courteous kiss.
I was just wondering where I could buy some weapons.
Karina smiles and points to a counter covered in cruel-looking blades and barbed mauls.
Ann's over there sells weapons. All kinds of weapons. Are you a warrior? Oh, how silly of me. Of course you are. I mean, how could you not be with all those scars? Oh, I'm sorry. I shouldn't mention those. You're not sensitive about them, are you?
No, I've gotten used to them.
Oh, good. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings. Or anyone else's, for that matter. You just have to be careful what you say to someone, you know? I mean, people are different, and you never know. What may offend one person may not offend another, so... Anyway.
Of course. Karina, I realize I think I'm in the wrong place. I actually need to find something.
What is it? You can find almost anything here. It's nothing compared to the market ward, but I prefer it here.
Market ward?
Oh, yes. Too busy for me. What are you looking for?
I'm looking for someone who sells magic.
Oh, are you a mage?
You don't look like one, but I guess looks can be rather deceiving. I don't really know what a mage looks like now that I think about it.
Do you? I always imagined they'd wear robes with funny symbols and pointy hats. What do you think?
Sure, that sounds about right.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah, that's good to know. I mean, mages scare me, so I want to know what they look like. I guess it's all that power they have, and they can do really incredible things and all, but you don't know what they look like. Warriors and priests and you know, other powerful people just look powerful with all that stuff they carry around that says they're powerful people, but not mages.
She pauses.
But if you need magic things, Alec over there sells them. Or if it's spells you want, there's Cinder.
Cinder?
Yeah. Oh, I'll take you to him.
Oh.
You glance again over to Annah and see her glaring at you, shaking her head and making a cutting motion with her hand, as her other hand subtly pulls at a golden chain looped around her target's sash.
I like Cinder. He talks to me sometimes, unlike the others.
You really like to talk, don't you?
She shuffles her feet and looks embarrassed.
Well, I've been told that I probably talk a bit too much, and, well, people tend to avoid me, and I don't really have any friends, or,
Her voice gets lower and lower until she is finally silent. She stares at the ground at her feet.
or sometimes I get lonely.
Oh, well, no need for that. You seem like a good person, Karina.
Oh, really?
Yeah, sure. I like you.
Oh, really? Oh, thank you so much. I don't know your name.
Yeah, I don't remember my name.
Well, what's in a name? It's just nice to know I have a friend.
She smiles and leads you, surprisingly now in a contented silence, towards another stall set up on a small podium.
Well, Cinder's just up there. I've already bothered him today, so I'll leave you to it. Farewell, friend.
Farewell, Karina.
Annah gestures to you from across the market, rolling her eyes.
Oh, hello. Can I help you?
You turn to see an incredibly large, blustery merchant. His shoulders are almost as wide as he is tall, and his head narrows to a conical dome over his thick cheeks and jaw. Aside from that, he looks to be totally hairless, and his pale yellow skin is scarred with burns.
Greetings. Oh, greetings. I'm Cinder. Oh, I think I've heard about you. You be the scarred, clueless fellow that be going around the wards asking questions. What can I be helping you with?
Huh, that sounds like me. You look like you have a few scars yourself. He frowns, then begins to laugh.
Aye, that I do. A few years back, I had me kit set up in the hive. Some barmy mage decided to burn the ward right out of Sigil. Almost took me with it. Sick for a month, I was.
A month? No, that's not all that long.
Aye, it could have been worse. A local mage healed me. Fixed the scars and all. We were rivals for that, but, well, we grew out of that petty nonsense.
You were burned.
Aye, funny given my name. Singed to my skins. Could have grown my hair back, but I kind of like the look now.
This mage, do you think they could help with my scars?
Oh, I don't see why not. Your scars don't look that bad.
He looks at you closely.
Well, aye, now who's to say? You should talk to him yourself. Name's Sebastian, and he sets his kip up over by the foundry.
I may do that. What is this place?
This is the open-air market. Some of the best traders that be in Sigil. No middlings, just hard-working folk with something to sell. Fortune smiles on you to have entered it, Cutter. We have an empty stall.
He points to the stall next to his.
If you be a merchant yourself, you can just set up your kip and barter with the rest of us. As long as you're too much of a bother.
Why is that stall empty?
Merchant by the name of Zach got his kip there. Got himself a page in the dead book recently. Strange story, that.
Strange in what way?
Well, I don't know the dark of it all, but Zach had a bit of business trouble and needed some coin. He got himself a loan. After that, the lender started trying to take the business from him, but Zach refused.
Go on.
Well, not long after that, Zach was a debtor. Here they took his widow to the block.
The block?
Aye, the auction block. Well, if you can't pay your debts, you get sold into service for a few years as punishment.
He shakes his head sadly. Where is this block?
Oh, up on the other side of the market, closer to street level. You can't miss it because of the crowd.
Huh. You think the lender had something to do with this Zach's death?
Oh no, I recognize that look in your eye. I'd be mindful getting too involved, Cutter. That's what we have the harmonium for.
He leans in close and lowers his voice.
But if you're dead set on it, Corvus, one of the harmonium guards here at the market, is real interested in finding what happened to this Zach. If anything were to be found, he'd be the one to take it to. Just look for the fella in bright red spiky armor.
All right. Thanks, Cinder.
Aye. Farewell, Cutter. Come on over. Put some of your copper to good use.
Indeed, it is hard to miss the auction block. On a raised platform almost up at street level, a gang of disheveled citizens are on display above a crowd of fulminating nobles and eager merchants. The traders poke and jeer up at them like they are prized cattle.
And now we have the roaring leader.
One woman, covered in grimy battle scars, snatches down from the platform at the boisterous auctioneer who is parading in front of these people, making no attempt to preserve their dignity.
Help! Oh, God, get off me!
He yelps as a hand grasps at his mouth, and two burly guards quickly step over and drag her to the back of the platform. It is hard to see what exactly happens next, but the other prisoners flinch away and suddenly become much more subdued. The auctioneer brushes himself off and continues his routine flawlessly.
Feisty is her nature.
He is very animated in a grim sort of way, and does a lot of shouting and stomping, and relishes it as the crowd surges back into their frenzied hollering, seemingly unperturbed by the display of violence. You push forward and try to get a closer look at these captives. They look exhausted. Above the protection of the ravine, the full impact of the lower ward's smog envelops them. and streaks of grimy yellow trail from their eyes and noses. Some bristle bitterly at the noise of the mob. Others sit in dissociative meditation. You see one who appears to be trying to get your attention. Her skin is not as dusty, nor stained quite so much from the exposure. It is clear she has not been held on this platform long, and that she intends to be off it as quickly as possible.
You, sir, come.
Her arms reach down between the wooden slats of the structure, and her hands grasp for yours.
Oh, thank the powers, you noticed me. I am in need of the services of a mercenary.
Neither the crowd nor the guards are happy with this breach of conduct.
If appearances are any indication, you would seem to be such an individual. Quickly, help me. My name is Trist.
Before you can continue, the guards grab her shoulders and pull her away from you.
Help me, sir. Help me, please.
The auctioneer steps between you and the platform, a strained grin masking his irritation.
Do keep your hands off the merchandise, sir.
Greetings. What, is this some sort of problem?
Well, 1,000 greetings do I bestow on you, Sarah. The problem is that you seem...
He does a double take when he notices your scars, and immediately his tone becomes softer, more cloying.
You know, I take one look at you with my discerning eye, and I see a man in the market for some healing charms. An adventurer, perhaps. A soldier of fortune. Perhaps I am. But do you have any charms? Do I, Darren, have any charms? No, sir, I do not. However, don't let that fact discourage you. I have plenty of other items for sale.
He points to the rear of the auction block, where Trist is being held by the guards.
You sell these slaves?
No, sirrah, these are indentured servants, not slaves. For the most part, they are guilty of minor crimes. The proceeds from their sale go toward paying their debt to the city. After their term of servitude, they will be free citizens once again.
Sounds like slavery to me.
He gives you a bright smile.
I don't concern myself with such thoughts. My task is to sell their contracts as given by the courts of Sigil, and collect a percentage for my efforts, you understand.
Who are you?
Darren's the name, friend. Can it be you have not heard of me? I'm wounded. Verily I am.
He smiles wider at the feigned barb.
No one finer or more well known for bringing people who want people a little closer together. Do you be wanting someone, friend?
Well, I was just looking at someone until your guards dragged them away.
Well, we can never be too careful here in the lower ward. I'm sure you can understand. But perhaps I'll make an exception for one such as you. Hagen, get her up. Bring our tryst to this most discerning customer.
You look around at Dakon and Mort, who are eyeing you uneasily. Dakon's jaw is clenched tight, and his fingers twitch as if preparing to reach for his glaive. You give him a slight nod to ease him.
This, my friend, is Tryst. Truly a remarkable find from the ladies' ward, unhampered by the fumes that choke us here. Fear not, her chains will hold. Guards, keep an eye on her.
Darren resumes his show, leaving you with Trist and
Up
the
next,
guards.
we have the half-orc barbarian, Tula.
Good. Thank you. I trust my choosing of you is not misplaced.
No. But what exactly is it that you want of me?
I am in need of a champion. Someone who will help me prove my innocence and free me from this fate.
Tell me exactly what's going on.
The heart of the matter is that I am to be sold into slavery for a crime I did not commit. This is long in the telling, Cutter. Please bear with me.
Go ahead.
Thank you. My husband died recently and left me his business. And business is not my expertise, so I decided to sell. Not long afterward, I was contacted by a lender saying a loan assigned to my husband had not been paid.
Was your husband Zach, by any chance?
You've heard of him?
I have.
Okay, good. I examined all the documents my husband kept and found that there had indeed been a loan taken, but it had just recently been paid in full. I explained this to the lender, and a few days later, he asked me for a copy of the document. It was nowhere to be found.
Go on.
Well, when I could not prove that the loan was paid, the lender took me before the court. My monies were taken and applied to the balance owed. Since it did not pay off the loan, I am to be sold on the block to try and recover the remaining amount due.
She gives you a forlorn look. I don't understand. Why sell you into slavery?
As barbaric as it seems, some claim it serves many purposes. They tell you it keeps the prisons clear of all but the vilest criminals. The convicted still serve a sentence from which they are eventually released, supposedly as better citizens. Though the reality is that many of us will be cast for blood sport, and others worked to within an inch of our lives before fulfilling our terms.
Right. But I don't see how I can help you.
I need someone to find the missing document, the one that proves the loan was paid. Or if you could purchase my contract, I could pay you back.
She gives you a pleading look.
If I'm forced to stay and work here in this ward, Cutter, it will kill me. Surely you've noticed the illness shared by all who work here.
Yes, the yellow skin and coughing.
Yes, Cutter. Please, can you find it in your heart to help me? Please.
All right, yes, I'll help you. I have some questions, though. She nods her head eagerly.
Ask anything, Cutter.
What's the lender's name?
I know his name well, Cutter. After all I've been through, I will not likely forget it.
She gets a faraway look and then shudders for a moment.
Byron Pickett. A cruel man, more mercenary than any I've met. Though his weapon of choice is his tongue, and his armor, bureaucracy.
Does he work with anyone? She thinks for a moment.
There was a small, feral-looking man who came to court a few times. He would sit behind Pickett and whisper to him occasionally.
Go on.
I remember him because he always seemed to be uncomfortable in his clothes. He would pick at them as if they were new, as if he was not used to wearing them. On one such occasion, Pickett told him to sit still and stop fidgeting. I think he called him Lenny.
Do you have any idea where I could find Byron or Lenny?
I am not sure, actually. My husband told me that some of Byron's ruffians could be found operating within the market. Byron oversees the place. Merchants pay him a fee, and he keeps the thugs off their backs.
She thinks for a moment and shrugs.
He must have somewhere he holds up. Forgive me, but I am not certain.
Okay, all right. Who do I talk to about your contract?
That would be Darren, and you've already met him.
Lucky me. Is there any circumstance in which you could have misplaced the loan document? She shakes her head.
No, Cutter. I am a very meticulous person. I kept the document in a lockbox in my husband's old study. It never left that room.
Do you think it could have been stolen?
I don't know. Why would anyone steal that, yet leave the other valuables be? It makes little sense to me.
Well, maybe the lender stole the document so that you'd pay for the loan twice.
That is a terrible thought, Cutter. But one I wouldn't put past that coney catcher Pickett.
Have you explained any of this to the court she spoke of?
Oh, yes, Cutter. I've explained my situation to many. You are the first to be willing to help me.
All right. I'll do what I can. First, I need to see if I can get you off this block.
Thank you. This is no small favor.
You return to the auctioneer, who smiles at your approach.
Ah, the adventurer returns. I trust all is to your satisfaction.
I want to talk to you about Trist.
Oh, very well, Sirrah.
He leaps down from his podium, grinning. She says that she doesn't belong on the block.
And would you say otherwise if you were in her shoes?
He shakes his head.
I have heard her story, sir. Although I sympathize with the lady, there is nothing I can do without evidence to back her up.
What if I can prove she is innocent?
Well, then, as an agent of the courts, I would go before them with this new evidence and have all judgments against Trist reversed. But do you have such evidence?
Not at this time.
Ah, shame. Truly. Then what am I to do? My hands are tied. 'Tis the law.
Surely you realize that even the law can err at times. If an innocent were to suffer due to such an error, it would be a terrible miscarriage of justice, and bring all kinds of attention that I'm sure you'd rather avoid. He grits his teeth and stares into your eyes, trying to gauge your seriousness. Do you intend to seek such evidence on behalf of Miss Trist? Yes, I do. Fine. I will not auction Trist for now, sir. You have till half-peak. Any longer and she's back on the block. Hagen, get her out. Good luck in your endeavor. Now, leave me be and get to it. Trist gives you a thankful nod as the guards usher her down from the platform. Thank you. Farewell. Thank you for listening to Planescape Torment, the unofficial audio series, a RevocerGM production. To support the show and those involved, please consider subscribing to our Patreon or donating via our Ko-fi page. Links to both are in the description.